Hi everyone, in this very quick tutorial I'm going to show you how you can link your photo editor or your image editor to Cartoon Animator if you've got the pipeline version. So here you can see I'm using Photoshop. So what you want to do to change it to something like Affinity is go to File, Preferences, click on Image, and then you'll see your image editor, and this is now linked to Photoshop. And the options you got are Photoshop, Affinity, Photo/Designer, Clip Studio Paint and Critter. So what I want to do is change it to Affinity. So you go Open File, load up your applications on a Mac, scroll down to Affinity Photo, click on that, go to Open, and you'll see the link has now changed to Affinity. Click on OK, and you'll see the icon at the top has now changed to Affinity. It really is that simple. So I want to change it now back to Photoshop. So you go to Preferences, click on Image Editor. I'm going to go back to Photoshop, so I'm going to scroll down. Quite a few Adobe programs here, so you click on Photoshop, go to Open. You'll see the link has now changed back to Photoshop, go to OK, and that icon at the top has now changed back to Photoshop. So I'm going to open up a character. I'm going to choose one of my custom characters, and I'm going to drag in this character called Dad. You've probably seen him before. So my computer's a bit slow, it'll take a little while to load up. And there he is. So now you want to go into the character, into the compose of the character. Still loading because my machine's a bit slow today. I've got a big render in the background, and there you go, it's opened up. So now you want to launch the image editor. You can click on Launch. It will load Photoshop, and there you go. It's brought your character in with all of its layers and folders. So that's great. So you can change the character if you want to. I'm going to come back out of this, and I'm going to now change it back to Affinity. So there you go, because as you can see it's currently Photoshop. So we go to Preferences, Image, Image Editor, Open File, go back to the applications because I'm on a Mac, and click on Affinity Photo, go to Open. That's now changed back to Affinity. I want to click OK. And you can see the icon has now changed back to Affinity. So you open the character up again, just so that we can see it's linking correctly to Affinity. You launch the image editor. So it appears the options, you click on Launch. It takes a few seconds on my machine because again it's still running pretty slow. Affinity Photo opens up, it will close, and your character will load just like that. So I'm going to come back out of it now, and I'm going to change it back to Photoshop because I tend to use Photoshop more often than Affinity. So as you can see it says Affinity up there. So we click on Preferences, Image Editor. I'm going to go back to Photoshop. Let's open up the application, go to Open, the link's changed, click OK. Takes a few seconds for it to load, and as you can see it's now changed back to Photoshop. So it's a very quick tutorial on how you link your image editor with Cartoon Animator on the pipeline version.